Hi friends and my dear students, welcome back to our channel Sandeep English World. In today's video, I would like to deal with the topic of simple, complex, compound sentences. Most of the teachers and the students feel difficult to deal with this topic, and the students feel highly difficult to understand this topic also. But if you pay your attention, and you can learn very easily how we can solve the problems regarding this topic. See, N. What is this N? This N, it is a letter in the entire English alphabet. It is only a letter. N is a letter, A is a letter, B is a letter, C is a letter, like that. In. What is this? It is a word. What is a word? A word is a combination of some letters. The combination of some letters that gives certain meaning. That is called word. And then in spite of. There are three words in this. And this in spite of is a phrase. What is a phrase? A phrase is a group of words that give certain meaning. In spite of his hard work, he failed. What is this one? And most of you might conclude that it is a sentence. Yes, you are right. But in other words, we can also call it a clause. It's not only a sentence, but also a clause. We can call it a clause also. What is a clause in English? A clause. A clause is a sentence or a part of the sentence. A clause is a sentence or a part of the sentence. There are two clauses in English. They are main clause and subordinate clause. This main clause is also said to be principal clause or independent clause. Main clause or principal clause or independent clause. Whereas the subordinate clause, it is also known as dependent clause, because the subordinate clause always depends upon this main clause. Anyhow, what is main clause? Main clause is nothing but a sentence which gives complete meaning. A sentence which gives full meaning, complete meaning. Whereas the subordinate clause is a sentence which gives incomplete meaning. Main clause gives full meaning, whereas the subordinate clause gives incomplete meaning. It gives a complete meaning, whereas this one gives incomplete meaning. And now let's come to the topic of the very title, that is simple, complex, compound sentence. Simple sentence. What is a simple sentence? A simple sentence has only one main clause. A sentence which has only one main clause is called simple sentence. And then complex sentence. What is a complex sentence? A sentence which has one main clause and one subordinate clause. Practically, we can say that a complex sentence contains one main clause and one or more subordinate clauses. Practically, it has one main clause and one or more subordinate clauses. But from the viewpoint of many competitive and academic exams, we just find one main clause and one subordinate clause. And then coming to compound sentence. Compound sentence contains two main clauses. It has only two main clauses. Very simple to learn. Simple sentence, only one main clause. Compound sentence, two main clauses. Then complex, one main clause and one subordinate clause. One main clause and one subordinate clause. See here, in case of compound sentence, we have only two main clauses, and along with the two main clauses we can find any number of subordinate clauses also practically, but from the viewpoint of exams we find only two main clauses. And this is in brief about the simple, complex and compound sentences. From letter to the class we have just learned. Now, let us know certain examples about simple complex compound sentences. I bought a new car. It is an example of a simple sentence. I bought a new car. It is a simple sentence. How can we say that it is a simple sentence? Already the rule is here. Simple sentence has only one main clause. This is said to be the simple sentence because it has only one main clause. One main clause. How can we conclude that it has one main clause? I bought a new car. The sentence gives complete meaning. So it has only one main clause. So it is simple sentence. One main clause, we can say that it has only one finite verb. Only one finite verb, a verb that indicates a tense. I bought. Only one finite verb. This verb indicates a tense and it is only one main clause, and one finite verb, it has only one main clause. So this is simple sentence. On the same idea, it makes no difference when we change the simple sentence into complex or complex into compound. In different competitive and academic examinations, the students are asked to convert from simple to complex, sometimes from simple to compound, and sometimes complex to compound, complex to simple, compound to complex, and compound to simple. Whatever sentence that may be given, and they may be asked to convert from one sentence to the other sentence. If you have the basic knowledge of the entire topic, you are sure to change the sentence very simply. But you need to have a kind of constant practice. Constant practice is very important, without which we can't get the mastery of the topic. Not only this topic, any topic. And how to change this simple sentence into complex? I bought a car which was new. Here, I bought a new car. The same idea is carried in the complex sentence also. I bought a car which was new. The word which here we have to adapt, and thus we can frame the complex sentence. It is a complex sentence because it contains one main clause and one subordinate clause. See, I bought a car. It gives complete meaning. This is main clause, one main clause. I bought a car, one main clause. Which was new. Which was new. This is incomplete. So combination of one main clause and one subordinate clause is said to be complex sentence. There are two clauses. There are two finite verbs. Here bought. This is one finite verb that indicates tense, and was. This is another finite verb that indicates tense. Totally in complex and compound sentences you find two finite verbs. A finite verb is a verb that indicates tense, whereas a non-finite verb is a verb that does not indicate tense. In every clause you find one finite verb. And coming to this example, I bought a car and it was new. I bought a car. It is one main clause because it gives complete meaning. I bought a car. It gives complete meaning. And it was new. It also gives another complete meaning. The conjunction that we use here, the conjunction and that is used by us here, will make us understand that it gives another complete meaning. And it was new. So it is one main clause, and again it is another main clause. Combination of two main clauses is compound sentence. And in order to make the students understand and learn, the very topic is divided into different models. I'll give you all these different models. Let's learn each model one by one in detail, so that you will be highly satisfied with the knowledge that is given to you today. Look at the very first model. In spite of his working hard, he failed. This is simple sentence. It is a simple sentence because it has only one main clause. How can we say that it has only one main clause? Because there is only one finite verb. What is that? Failed. He failed. Failed. That is the finite verb. Means that is the only main clause. It has complete meaning. he failed. That itself gives a complete meaning. It has one main clause. And what about this one? All this is a phrase. A phrase is a group of words that give certain meaning, as I have just said. In spite of, it is a phrase. In spite of his working hard, it is also a phrase. In spite of his hard work, it is a phrase. And sometimes, instead of in spite of, you can use a despite also. Both the expressions give the same meaning. Despite means in spite of. And despite is not followed by of. Despite his working hard, he failed. It means he worked hard but failed. In spite of his hard work or his working hard, he failed. This is simple sentence. And how to convert this simple sentence into complex? Whenever you find in spite of or despite in simple sentence, you must begin the complex sentence with though. Though, although, even though. Though is the key word. Because both the expressions carry the same meaning. In spite of means though. Though he worked hard, he failed. This main clause remains as it is. No change of this main clause. What we have to change here is this phrase. This phrase should be converted into a clause. What clause? Subordinate clause. Because we have to change simple sentence into complex means this complex sentence must contain one main clause and one subordinate clause. So we have to create this subordinate clause from this phrase. All this is a phrase. So to change the phrase into a clause is the toughest task to some extent. Here, though he worked hard, here his working, it is a phrase. A phrase is changed into a clause. He worked. His working is changed into he worked. Though he worked hard, he failed. This is the only task that should be done by us. His working means he worked, because it is in the past tense, so we have to use past tense here also. Though he worked hard, he failed. It is a complex sentence because it has one main clause and one subordinate clause. All this gives incomplete meaning. And next, to change this into compound, we have to use the two main clauses. Whenever you find in spite of in simple, use though in complex and but or yet in compound. He worked hard, but he failed. He worked hard, yet he failed. He worked hard, however, he failed. He worked hard, nevertheless, he failed. Say, all these words carry the same meaning. So the point you have to remember regarding this model is, whenever you find in spite of in simple sentence, use though in complex and use but or yet in compound. This is the thing that you have to remember. You can remember all these things only by constant practice. Okay, that is in brief about the first model. And next, coming to the second model. On seeing the tiger, she ran away. It's a simple sentence. It's a simple sentence because it has only one main clause, that is she ran away. It itself gives a complete meaning. And all this is a phrase. It is not a clause because a clause must contain a finite verb. And here on seeing is not a finite verb. It does not indicate any tense. It is a verb, but it is the non-finite verb. It does not indicate any tense. On seeing the tiger, she ran away. In other words, we can say having plus V3. Under the same model, we can use a having plus V3. Having a seen. On seeing the tiger or having seen the tiger, she ran away. Totally it is the simple sentence because it has only one main clause. And how to change the simple into complex? We have to use the one main clause. One main clause as it is, ditto. And the subordinate clause should be created based on this phrase. On seeing the tiger, when she saw the tiger, we have to change this non-finite verb into a finite verb. Here also, working, non-finite verb be changed into finite verb, worked. Here also, seeing, non-finite verb be changed into finite verb, saw. When she saw the tiger, she ran away. When she saw the tiger, it gives incomplete meaning. So this is subordinate clause and this is main clause. Combination of one main clause and one subordinate clause is complex sentence. And the compound, she saw the tiger, then she ran away. Use of then. By using then, we can make two main clauses. It is one main clause and it is another main clause. A combination of two main clauses, compound sentence. So this model can also be easily remembered by just remembering having plus V3 or on plus V1 plus ing. If you find in simple sentence, you use when in complex and then in compound. When in complex, then in compound. Easy to remember. Next, coming to the third model. Owing to her illness, she was absent. It is a simple sentence because it has only one main clause and only this gives complete meaning, and all this is a phrase and some meaning is added to this clause. That's all. It is a phrase. A phrase is a group of words that give certain meaning. Owing to her illness. Owing to her illness. Or you can say due to her illness. Sometimes you can say on account of her illness. Sometimes you can say because of her illness. In different ways we can say. All these are the phrases. Owing to, due to, on account of, because of her illness, she was absent. Simple. To change that simple into complex, as she was ill, or you can say since she was ill, she was absent. She was absent because she was ill. In this way also you can convey the same idea. In complex also you can use because, but by saying because she was ill, she was absent because she was ill. By using as or since in complex sentence, we can get this one. So we can change the symbol into complex. And next compound, she was ill, so she was absent. She was ill, one main clause. She was absent, another main clause. Combination of two main clauses is compound sentence. In this model, if you find owing to or due to or on account of or because of, use as or since in complex and so in compound. These are the words that should be memorized all the time while dealing with the topic of simple, complex and compound sentences. Look at the fourth model. In case of your learning English, you will flourish. This is the simple sentence. It is the simple sentence because it has only one main clause, that is you will flourish. You will flourish. There is only one finite verb, will flourish. And all this is a phrase only. It gives some additional meaning to the given sentence. In case of your learning English, this is only a phrase. As it has only one main clause, that is simple. Then how to convert that simple sentence into complex? Here, in case of your learning, sometimes in place of in case of, you can also use in the event of. In the event of your learning English. In case of your learning English. And here, you have to use if to make it a complex sentence. If and the subject your becomes you. And learning, non-finite verb becomes a finite verb in present tense. Learn. If you learn English, you will flourish. It is a complex sentence because it has one main clause and one subordinate clause. If you learn English, it gives incomplete meaning. So it is subordinate clause. You will flourish. It gives complete meaning. It is the main clause. And then this is the compound sentence. You must learn English. Here you must learn English. We have to use a must to make another main clause. You must learn English and then you will flourish. This is the compound sentence. This is the compound sentence. You must learn English and then you will flourish. Combination of two main clauses, that is compound sentence. So in this model, if you find in case of in simple present, if you find in case of in a simple sentence, if in the complex, and then in compound. Next, passing on to the fifth model. In case of your not removing your sandals, you won't be allowed into the temple. It is the simple sentence. And the slightest difference between this model and this one is, here you find in case of you are doing something, but here in case of you are not doing something, it is given negatively and it is given positively. In case of you are not removing your sandals, all this is a phrase and this is the only main clause. It indicates the finite verb and it is simple sentence because it has only one main clause. To change such type of sentences into complex, we have to use unless. In place of in case of not, you can use unless. Sometimes if you do not, you can also use if you do not. If you do not remove your sandals, or unless you remove your sandals, you won't be allowed into the temple. It is a complex sentence because it has one main clause and one subordinate clause. By prefixing if or unless, you get the subordinate clause. Combination of one main clause and one subordinate clause gives a complex sentence. And this one, you must remove. Here also you should use must plus V1. You must remove your sandals, otherwise you won't be allowed into the temple. Otherwise you won't be allowed, or else you won't be allowed, or not you won't be allowed, or you won't be allowed into the temple. This is the combination of two main clauses. You must remove your sandals, one main clause. You won't be allowed into the temple, another main clause. So in this model, if you find in case of plus not, you should use unless to form complex sentence, and otherwise or else or not to form the compound sentence. Next, sixth model. The old man is too weak to walk. It is the simple sentence. So too weak to walk. If you find the two in simple sentence, and here you find only one finite verb, so that it is one main clause and only one main clause means simple sentence. To change this sentence into complex, if you find the two in simple, use a so that not in complex. Two means a so that not in complex sentence. See, the old man is so weak. Too weak becomes a so weak that he cannot walk. So that not. If you find it in place of is, if you find was, here you have to use could not. If you find present tense, use only present tense. And this is the complex sentence because it has a combination of one main clause and one subordinate clause. The old man is so weak. This is the main clause. That he cannot walk. From here we get incomplete meaning, and this is the subordinate clause, one main clause plus one subordinate clause, that is complex. The old man is very weak. It gives complete meaning. It is one main clause. So he cannot walk. From here we get another main clause. Combination of two main clauses is compound sentence. So it's very easy to remember this model. Simple sentence to, simple sentence to, complex so that not, compound very so. So all these points should be kept in mind so that we can write perfectly or we can speak perfectly while changing one sentence into the other sentence. Using simple sentences all the time in our speech or in writing is not good. Sometimes we have to use a complex and compound sentence also in order to make our language effective. And let's know some more models. Look at the seventh model. I went to Hyderabad to meet my friends. That is the simple sentence. It is simple because it has only one main clause. It has only one main clause because there is only one finite verb, that is went. I went. This is the only verb. One verb is there means only one clause, that is main clause, simple. I went to Hyderabad to meet my friends. Sometimes in place of to you can also use I went to Hyderabad to meet my friends. I went to Hyderabad in order to meet my friends. I went to Hyderabad so as to meet my friends. To meet my friends, in order to meet my friends, so as to meet my friends. You can use that in simple sentence. And to change that into complex, we have to write like this. I went to Hyderabad so that I could meet my friends. So that I could meet my friends. Almost the same meaning is carried here. This is complex because it has one main clause and one subordinate clause. I went to Hyderabad. It gives complete meaning, one main clause. And so that I could meet my friends. From here we get the complex sentence. The combination of one main clause and one subordinate clause is complex. I went to Hyderabad and met my friends. I went to Hyderabad, complete meaning, one main clause. And met my friends, it gives another complete meaning. Combination of two main clauses, that is compound sentence. Next model. A blind man needs help. A blind man is a phrase. Whenever you find a blind man like that, a phrase, you have to change that. A man who is blind. In order to change it into a complex sentence, you have to use who is like that. An expert driver. A driver who is expert. Like that you have to change. A man who is blind needs help. And here it's somewhat difficult to identify the main clause and subordinate clause. A man needs help. A man needs help. The main clause is not given consecutively. A man needs help. This is the main clause. Who is blind? This is the subordinate clause. Combination of one main clause and one subordinate clause is complex. He is a blind man and he needs help. This is the compound sentence. He is a blind man. It gives complete meaning, one main clause. And he needs help. It also gives complete meaning. It is another main clause. Combination of two main clauses, that is compound. And this is the ninth model. Look at the ninth model. They sold their old house. This is simple. They sold their old house. There is only one finite verb, sold. So only one clause, one main clause, that is simple sentence. And they sold their house which was old. This is complex. Old house. This phrase is converted into a clause. The house, their house which was old house. The house which was old. In case of people we are using who is. In case of things we use which. This is the only difference we have to identify. They sold their house which was old. This is complex because it has one main clause and one subordinate clause. They sold their house. It gives complete meaning, one main clause, which was old. It gives incomplete meaning, that is subordinate clause. Combination of one main clause and one subordinate clause, that is complex. They sold their house and it was old. They sold their house. It gives one complete meaning, main clause, and it was old. It gives another complete meaning. This is another main clause. Combination of two main clauses is nothing but compound sentence. Like that, we have different models. There are three more models to be discussed. Let us see. Look at the 10th model. He admitted his innocence. He admitted his innocence. This is simple because there is only one finite verb. One finite verb is there, means there is only one main clause. One main clause refers to simple sentence. He admitted that he was innocent. His innocence. This phrase can be converted into a clause, particularly the subordinate clause. His innocence, that he was innocent. He admitted that he was innocent. It's a complex sentence because it has one main clause and one subordinate clause. He admitted, that is main clause because it gives complete meaning. That he was innocent, it gives incomplete meaning. this is a combination of one main clause and one subordinate clause, that is complex. He was innocent and he admitted it. He was innocent. It gives complete meaning. So it is one main clause, and the use of conjunction and always separates two main clauses. Do remember this point. He admitted it. It gives complete meaning. So one main clause and another main clause, combination of two main clauses, that is compound. 11th model. Soon after seeing the police, the thief escaped. Soon after. In place of soon after, you can also use immediately after. Immediately after seeing the police, soon after seeing the police, soon after doing something, the thief escaped. So this is the main clause. There is only one finite verb, escaped, and all this is a phrase only. So as there is only one main clause, that is simple sentence. And to change that type of simple sentences into complex, we have to use a no sooner at the beginning. No sooner, and it is followed by did. Then subject plus V1. Did, subject V1. And sometimes you can use a had, subject V3. Had the thief seen, like that. Or you can say did, subject V1. No sooner did the thief see the police than he escaped. So no sooner is always followed by than. This combination is very important in terms of common errors also. In many competitive examinations, you find the common errors. Whether the given sentence is correct or incorrect can be beautifully decided by us when we keep that in memory, that no sooner is followed by than, scarcely is followed by when, hardly is followed by when, scarcely when, hardly when, not only but also, no sooner than. These things should be kept in mind all the time. No sooner did the thief see the police than he escaped. Then he escaped. So it is also a combination of one main clause and one subordinate clause. Or the same sentence can be written in the other way like this. Scarcely did the thief see the police, or hardly did the thief see the police when he escaped. The thief saw the police and at once he escaped. So in this model, to form the compound, we have to use the and at once. In most cases, to form the compound sentence, we use the conjunction and. Most cases. Here, and at once. The thief saw the police, it gives complete meaning. And at once, he escaped. It gives another complete meaning. Combination of two main clauses, that is compound sentence. And coming to the last model, that is the 12th model. In addition to being a doctor, Rajashekar is an actor. Rajashekar is, this is the only finite verb here, and that is the main clause, only one main clause, that is simple. And all this is a phrase. A phrase is a group of words. In addition to being a doctor. Besides being a doctor, you can use besides being or in addition to being. If you find the main verb there in place of be form, besides doing something, in addition to doing something, like that we use. In addition to being a doctor, Rajashekar is an actor. In case of this model, we have only simple and compound only, no complex sentence at all in this model. Rajashekar is not only a doctor but also an actor. If you find besides being or in addition to being in simple sentence, you have to use not only but also in compound sentence. Say all these things can be used practically by us only by having constant practice. Without having practice, we cannot directly change one sentence into the other sentence. So as the very topic has been bifurcated into different models for the convenience of the learners, it's your duty to go through the video, to watch the video repeatedly till you understand it. Hope that you like this video. If you like this video, you can share it. And at the same time, if you are new to our channel, please subscribe once. And let's meet in the next video. Until then, take care. Bye bye. Happy watching.